Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
A little bit after I made my video talking about everything that went on, this came out. Ripple XRP, the individual defendants filed their objections. The SEC has delayed resolutions of this case long enough. Nothing should further delay Ripple from moving for a summary judgment and demonstrating to the court that XRP is not a security. And as you can see, it got 4,000 likes because everybody is kind of excited about Ripple just taking the upper hand and saying, no, we're not taking this anymore. The court should deny the SEC's motion for yet another extension of time as, well, it's literally delaying for the sake of delaying as far as I'm understanding. But let's read. We write on behalf of the individual defendants, Ripple Labs, Brad Garlinghouse, and Chris Larson, effectively defendants, to oppose the SEC's request for an additional extension of the March 23rd deadline to file a letter informing the court of any additional discovery necessary in light of Judge Torres' March 2022 orders and the schedule by which the parties will complete any such discovery. The SEC has delayed resolution of this case long enough. The individual defendants have affirmed their willingness to forego additional discovery after filing their answers in the interest of moving the case forward, subject to both sides' reservation of the right to seek narrow remedies related to discovery if it becomes necessary. Nor will the individual defendants answer raise any new affirmative defenses necessitating discovery by the SEC. And I would say that what they're referring to right here is that from Ripple's side, they don't really want to bring up any new crazy arguments for a defense or anything like that. And so from Ripple's side, they're not really interested in this crazy extension or whatever of the discovery. Nor do I think they really need any discovery whatsoever, to be honest with you. But the SEC kind of wants to make things way more difficult than it would be. Now, the parties have also discussed a proposed schedule for the filing of summary judgment briefs and dampered motions, with opening briefs due as early as May 22nd, which to me feels like pretty far away, but alright. The SEC, however, has refused to commit to any schedule until after it reviews the individual defendants' answers. But even if the SEC were permitted to take discovery of the individual defendants and the individual defendants were to reciprocate, discovery has closed with respect to Ripple. Nothing should further delay Ripple from moving for summary judgment. Key. So right now they were trying Ripple's side, right? Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, trying to go for a motion to dismiss to kind of get the case against them out of the window. Again, guys, I'm kind of trying to keep it short. But it was not helping, so it didn't get thrown out the window. And so the SEC now has some rights to kind of do a little bit more digging, because if it was thrown out the window, then the digging was unnecessary. But all the discovery on Ripple was already done. And that's again what the SEC is kind of looking for, to wait for Ripple's answer or see whatever Ripple says, and then, or the side of Ripple, I should say the defendants, and then kind of upon that base whether or not they want more time to look into things regarding all the defendants, including Ripple, which is kind of strange from their side. I think it's strange. Again, just to quickly come back, but even if the defendants were to reciprocate, discovery has closed with respect to Ripple. Nothing should further delay Ripple from moving for summary judgment and demonstrating to the court that XRP is not a security. The court should deny the SEC's motion for yet another extension of time. The parties will then identify by March 23rd any additional discovery that is needed. Once those letters are filed, the parties can then propose to district court appropriate schedules for summary judgment and dampered briefs. So as you guys most likely understand by now I've literally gone sick and tired of everything in this case. Man, I don't know if you guys feel with me here, but take a look at Jeremy, for example. He says, I try to analyze this for you in a true legal sense. This is a previous little report that came out 19 hours ago. Ripple and the individual defendants have filed a response explaining why the Hinman documents are not irrelevant as a result of Judge Torres' decision on the motion to dismiss. And he says, I tried to analyze this for you in a true legal sense, but my mind was blown by the part below and I couldn't think about much else after. Is the SEC potentially hiding a document in which the SEC concluded that XRP was not a security? What does Solomon know? The discussions, including a 52 unique draft of the speech, again regarding William Hinman, bear on whether the individual defendants' understanding and conclusions were reasonable under the circumstances or reckless. The SEC should not be permitted to argue to the fact finder that Mr. Garlinghouse and Mr. Larson were reckless not to recognize that XRP purchasers saw XRP as an investment in a common enterprise while concealing, potentially, that the SEC's own director of the Division of Corporation Finance had analyzed a substantially similar digital asset and maybe even XRP itself and concluded that it was not. See, e.g. SEC v. Sentinel Management Group. Holding that documents from related SEC investigations, including internal SEC staff communications and internal memoranda, were relevant to the state of mind. I agree with that. There was a very big discussion before during one of the hearings about state of mind and whether or not it matters, while rejecting SEC's argument that its non-public perspectives during the examination, if not communicated to defendants, are not relevant because the SEC's silence on a practice arguably could be relevant to the SEC's allegation the defendants knowingly committed fraud. Again, the last line, the SEC's silence on a practice arguably could be relevant to the SEC's allegation the defendants knowingly committed fraud. So what I'm honestly thinking is the SEC is trying to keep away as much as possible, honestly, to the core, because they are afraid it will incriminate them in some way, shape, or form, or if not that, then it would just hurt their chances of winning the lawsuit. Because at the end of the day, guys, if anything in those William Hillman emails or the Estabrook notes was actually positive for the SEC, they would have actually done the opposite. They would have thrown it at the judge before they even were asked for it, as we have actually seen with the deliberative process privilege. When the SEC noticed, okay, we might have to give it over, they came out really quickly and supported the judge with a lot of extra documents to kind of prove that it was not the case. So, having said that, if they thought it was something juicy, they would have most likely come up with it themselves. Again, I am really freaking happy with this Hedera Hashgraph decentralized in 2018 coin. And if you guys, hopefully you guys can read it a little bit. I think so. That is really cool, man. So really big shout out to Headstarter for that. Headstarter, there we go. They gave it to me for completely free. Yeah, I'm so happy. I don't know. Do you guys like Hedera Hashgraph? Are you guys into HBAR? Let me know in the comments down below. I usually cover XRP a lot here, but trust me, I own a lot of different crypto and I'm excited for a lot of different crypto. And definitely, I'll do an HBAR update and a couple other things. I have to do VeChain, I have to do a couple other things. Stellar is so... personally, I think Stellar's in a really good spot, but it's not getting the recognition that it deserves. People often overlook it or think it's useless or whatever. I hear a lot of just stupid... a lot of maybe potentially ignorant things about Stellar. I think really highly of them. I think highly of the team. Saw one of the Cardano co-founders today, which was really interesting as well. Didn't really hear too much about Cardano in that sense, mostly just, I guess, life. But still, it was very cool.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.